Hello there, thanks so much for tuning in to another general reading. If you want to book a personal reading, please follow the description box below. Let's get into the energy with the Divine Feminine, shall we? Let's see what's going on. I've been getting some complaints that you guys, girls, are feeling attacked in your dreams, spiritually attacked, of course. And I just want to see, like, if we have to speak on it, let's see what we get. If you feel like you resonate with that, let's go ahead and check it out. Cards are pre-shuffled. I want to thank everyone for your likes, comments, and subscribes. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First card is the King of Cups. So we got that masculine energy, water energy, Ten of Swords, air energy, and the Sun card, Leo. All eyes on you. You know, you feel like there's an accountability that someone or you feel like is yours, and you have to kind of take that and make sure that you succeed. You know, it's almost like you've been given the task of night and day. So how she looks like she's almost pulling up that sun with her own might and power. You've been given a task by the divine to do this. And so some of us may be feeling spiritually attacked in that way, as where we're stuck. You know, I know divine feminines are so stuck in what we feel that the first glimpse we get of a new path or something new, we want to jump for that. Hence our, divine masculine. And, that's why we hear so much, it's not time. King of Cups is a masculine energy. So I do like to say, for the positivity, is not only that we're emotionally balanced, we want to be emotionally balanced. I think for some of us it's no problem to be emotionally balanced, whether we're water signs or not, because we've kept our same regimen, we've kept our same, let's just call it religion, of our point of view for so long, of who we're going to be and how long we're going to exert certain energy. The Ten of Swords, air energy, can tell me that it hasn't worked out. You're still in a state of illusion. You're still in a state of despair and not desperate, but depression. So I think for a lot of us in our dreams especially, we're having to see another day, see a brighter day. I think our dreams are showing us only the perception of what we know, of what we think. Again, if we're stuck, our visions, our dreams are only going to show us our manifestation to that extent. Okay, we're not going to see anything beyond that. So we're being asked to start anew, is why we see that Fool card here, so that we can find new inspiration, new paths, and an everlasting journey. I think a lot of us are just stuck, and so now we're just stuck on our divine masculines because we got a glimpse of a new path where we haven't been able to get, or for years. If we feel like we've lived past multiple lives for those lives. So regardless if we're believing that there's one that's the spirit, there's one that's the soul, we both have both. And as far as where we come from and why we are twins, is because we both possess something the other doesn't. And then but we have what we have, ultimately all what we have, and we share in one another. I feel so tongue-tied. But let's continue. And then we have the card number 13, Transformation, Scorpio. It's the same, it's the equivalent as the Death card. So see a brighter day, see a fatter day. Now we have the transformation. So I think it's really time for us to get out of this. So you could be a Scorpio, you could be a Leo. Forget it, you may be an Aquarius. So we could be fixed energies here. Regardless, we are in fixed energy, whereas we're stuck, we're stubborn. So as far as being attacked in dreams, I don't think any of us are dreaming of our divine masculines per se. Of course, some of you can be. But I think mostly we're dreaming about, even if we are, we're dreaming about the outcome of who we are and what we're capable of and what we're doing if we keep going this route. Just these icky dreams, okay? I feel like the dreams are icky. It's something that we're avoiding. We're avoiding transformation. We're avoiding change. I really believe it. We're avoiding that. I do want to talk about the cling we have to our divine masculines, okay? Some of us need to hear that if we're stuck, regardless if you're aware of it or not, I think at this point you should know, but if you're stuck on someone, sometimes it's because what you've been yearning for, you finally found, whether that be in a person, place, or thing. And just because you yearn for that doesn't mean that because someone else is not talking to you that they don't yearn for exactly what you have. That's where we get into, a more precise meaning about soul and spirit, that the divine part, the one who, is running from you, right, is the soul, because, or let's use the chaser, okay? Let's say that. Let's say the chaser is the divine masculine and he's the soul. Talks about confining to one's belief, confining to one belief, confining, but yet living very spiritually in there. I'm here, you know what I mean, living spiritually. Then you have the runner who lives in her spirituality. He's living here and there, but is stuck, okay? There's just, what I'm trying to say is that there's a heightened sense of both. So when I talk about the kundalini and the chakra, I say you both have your heart chakras defined. Whichever pieces that make that heart work, you both have your own definitions. You both have your own way of doing that. Does that make sense? You're both made of, you're both in the garden. One's a rose, one's a lily. And it's just the fact that you both have trouble conforming to ways, conforming to society, okay? Okay, there's always something new. There's always somewhere new to go. There's always a new faith. There's always a new journey and path. So as far as the mirror effect goes, it's kind of like he works off of soul, but he understands spirit. You work off of spirit, but you understand soul. So what you understand is in your head, right? That's what keeps you stuck. All right? Period. When you understand spirit, but you're living in soul, we don't have the divine masculine here. Well, we can say that, transformation is at hand. Okay? How about that? So this may be a mirror. This may be kind of more so what you want to see as far as the both of you. One minute this, 1 minute that. Now, with the divine feminine being that you understand, this soul, is because that's how your mind coordinates. So, the trauma and the blocks may be just all up in your head. For the divine masculine, the trauma and the blocks rely in his heart. So, you know how you both have kind of like, but the other one understands the head and the other one understands the heart. The other one lives off of the heart. The other one lives off of the head. Okay? It's just two different concepts of how you're going to strive for things, of how you're going to understand things, of how much and how little you're going to donate to. Okay? So the divine feminine is someone who understands soul, but lives by spirit. To try to heighten your sense of soul is not where you're supposed to go. To try to heighten your sense of spirit is not where you're supposed to go. When you balance the two, you're able to understand how to resurrect things from the dead, how to resurrect, how to stay handy, how to be in touch, but also to be handy, how to love your family, not just nurture them. It's just a balance of the two. But right now, we only know the one. We only know, it's like it's a glitch, right? A lot of people like to talk about the glitch in the matrix. This is one of your representations here. The Ten of Swords, in emotional despair, it's an air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, especially for a fixed sign. We'll only think one kind of way. So we only know that this is how we do things. This is what, and that's binding yourself. That's staying, tactful. You're only doing one thing. You only maneuver one way. Very fixed energy, very binding, very soul-like. So you're someone who can be pinpointed in the things you're going to do when you react fast or when you react. And but there's a discommute from that to the sun, of which you're going to be able to resurrect things from the dead. This talks about maybe being able to resurrect yourself, to jump up and see a brighter day. That's something that's inevitable for you, is that spirit. Do you understand, in which you live in? You understand soul, though. That's up here. So your spirit is in your heart. The Divine Masculine's heart chakra is the soul. We long almost for the balance. We long to see the light in the dark. We long to see both in our head, spirit and soul, and feel both spirit and soul. Okay? Okay. Let me clarify this Ten of Swords. I got the Empress I see here. Equal give and take. Okay, nurturing, loving, caring. We start off with this King of Cups. It's being emotionally balanced, but one thing about him is that he does deny, or he is not, you have to understand that the King of Cups doesn't, just because he has so much love to give doesn't mean he's giving it. I love that there's like a battle going behind him. There's all those ships out there in that water. It's like a war is going on, and he's suited up for combat, but he's not there. He's on land. He's just like, no, I'm not doing that. But he knows that he should be. So I see a discommute here between how much you want to love and how much you want to do. Okay? How much you want to feel, how much you want to know, how much you want to do. I see that. But it's almost like you're physically unable of doing things that you're capable of because you're stuck. I love how that astro is like right on that person's head, kind of like the deepest, the lightest one, and then the other one's around their feet. You got their feet and their head, so kind of like about what you want to do and what you know or what you feel. So there's a discommute between the two. Just feeling disconnected, okay? You feel very disconnected. I love how the pearls are wrapped around her wrist. The night and the day thing is very important here. It's not just about the dreams, but I think it's about your understanding, your perception of love, of people, of yourself. Your perception of things is very narrow. Very, very narrow-minded. Look at this Two of Swords. More air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So not only a double life, but the light and the dark again. The whole like discommute, disconnected, guard up, you know. A lot of us are given these karmic situations if we're in relationships right now, because not to say that you're a level up from those who are just doing it alone right now. We're all in different parts of our journey, and we all are given different things that need to help us succeed, okay? So you don't need to be in relationships if you're not. And if you are, don't need not to be. So, but, you know, the Two of Swords is an emotion that's wireless, and it's a wireless emotion. You're going to feel those emotions regardless. You're going to be, because of what you see. So what you see is what you're going to do. If you see it, you're going to do it, right? Your mom was always telling you that, hey, if you see it, you know, if there's always something to do. If there's a mess, you see it, go clean it up, or whatever that is. Okay, here that also talks about that, this number 2 as well. Then we have the Moon card, Tower. I think all right, well, here's something. I'm looking at the effort that we put into things. I'm looking at the balance of how we do things, literally, of like how we pick up something. Maybe one hand's like this, one's like... So what I'm just thinking is that maybe we... Right now, we're more open to shadow life, the shadow self. Because there's a sense of us knowing, right? Which is the spirit. No, I mean, excuse me, which is the soul. We think of the soul. So we think of binds. We think of fixed energy. We think of only one way to do things. We think of needing, wanting, need, obsessive nature. So I think some of us feel by shutting that off, all that's left is what we have for the divine masculine. So a lot of us have shut that off. A lot of us have realized it's been shut off. So all we have is what we have for the divine masculine. So everybody else in our lives cannot work, cannot fit. That sounds more like some stuck and stagnation energy, some very narrow-minded energy, Tower card. That's why that keeps happening. That's why you keep experiencing towers, because there has to be a balance of what you do and what you know. How you feel and what you know. And what you see. The colors that stick out to me obviously are orange right now, and kind of like a tainted orange, so like a brownish khaki color. Orange though. And then the Hermit. It's something we all know we have to do, but it's like we're scared of it. We're scared, we're terrified. It's going to mean multiple people. Some of us don't ever get to see our despair because we're blinded. We're in defense mode. That's what the soul will do. It's kind of like a no questions asked. We just do the things we do. You know? It's as common as the sun goes up and the sun goes down. We need to change this perspective. Open back up our crown chakra. It's inevitable that we feel, but open back this crown chakra. Open our eyes to who we are and who we are to people, because it's karma that we're receiving. And a lot of us think that we're excelling because we are becoming a part of families. We're marrying people we're not in love with. We're talking to someone behind their back, the divine masculine, however you may perceive them. We are, in love with someone else, or we just know that we're here just because it really has nothing to do with you and what you've done. The Spirit will move you and guide you through to what's going to help you, to what's going to help open your eyes. Comment below which you think is more harmful or beneficial, but not necessarily. What you think about feeling soul ties rather than thinking soul ties. Feeling spiritual aspects rather than knowing spirituality, spirit, free will. Okay? If you understand that concept, please let me know, and please tell me what you think about that below. Please tell me what you think about that. Please tell me what you think comes out of believing in believing in religion rather than feeling religion, okay? But using spirit and using the soul for mind over heart, heart over head, heart over matter. I hope this makes sense, okay? So please let me know, what you think. For an example, soul on the brain, right? Love on the brain versus love on the heart. Equals, this kind of trauma or this kind of belief and this kind of acts and this kinds of... Because right now, I think a lot of the divine feminines are torn between the two. Right now, they're up in their heads, and it's up to you to understand, because this is a general reading, that if you believe in soul, if you think about, say, like a fixed sign, versus being fixed in the heart. So it's like you go only after certain people that you know you can love. You know what I mean? Or maybe you only orchestrate up here, like earth sign, what the heck? Everyone has, like air signs, Some people are like, how can you love if you only orchestrate up in the dome? But that's not that's very narrow-minded. And that's not necessary. Everything has emotion in it, and it all stems from the heart. But I just feel like where we feel the most comfortable, you know what I mean? Where we haven't been hurt, okay? I think a lot of us go straight to the dome and we just try to believe in what it is we believe in. But regardless, we're stuck, and some of us may believe that we're stuck in love. We feel so much, but some of us realize that everything that's happening while we think we're feeling here is happening up here, and vice versa for other people. So, for the divine masculine, for example, he thinks too much, or he's thinking too much, obviously, right? Because he hasn't hit you up. He's the one who's always getting the option to hit you up or not, but then he's like feeling too much here. You may get that a lot of them have talked about things that happened in the past with you two, and you're just kind of like, what are you talking about? What past? I wish we had a past, or you just being in and out, you being very spiritual, like, so almost nomad, like not being able to stay in one place as they are. And they could have had trauma from their parents or their mothers who's left them like that. You could have been somebody who's very vibrant and colorful, or just even spiritually, because that's the way you operate in your head. That's the way you do. But they could be someone who, is vice versa. I hope this makes sense to you. Let's see what else we get here. Anything? Oh, God. Way too many. Let's see what else we get here. Justice. Again, we need a balance here. Okay? We definitely need this balance. We definitely need a balance. This is Libra. Okay? A fine balance between the two. And it's not, I'm just gonna reside in spirit, you're going to reside in soul, whether you feel it or you think it, kind of thing, however it is that you operate. It's about unlocking the whole kundalini. That's what that's about. So it's knowing everything and not putting your head and heart above decisions. It's, you know what I mean? It's understanding the flow of things. Putting forth your best foot, you know, or appreciating those who are around you. Understanding the light, understanding the dark. You know, choosing and picking your battles. You know what I mean? If you can balance what you know and what you feel, what can be the outcome? And so we got 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Love, family, abundance, wealth. This is what you do and what you feel, what you know and what you feel. This is the balance of the two, of like manifestations and love and, you know, 5D and 3D. Okay? The top is the Fool. Reconciliations and love, unity, balance between people and love, friends, being back in the limelight, because all of these cards were extremely dark except for what is possible for you to do. You know what I mean? Like, then we have the Lovers here. Purified love. Gemini card, the number 6. For me, when you see these numbers and you see 6 and you see 9, if you see 9 before 6, I've been saying this for a while, you're going backwards. You're going backwards, and you may be escalating, in fact, into a more negative aspect. If you see 6 before the 9, this is more positive, okay? It means you're going in the right direction. And I love this purity card, this purified card, because I know everybody is so hell-bent on this being third parties, but this is not three to crowd. This is reconciliations. This is love with multiple people, being a team player, finding balance in the 3D and in the 5D, all right? I'm going to go ahead and end here, and then we have the Fool card, and Judgment, and I think this Judgment Day with our twin flame is going to be much more attractive, much more appealing, much more successful, okay? Yeah, very, very much more. So thanks so much for watching. Let's get an advice card for the Divine Feminines. We have 2 cards here. You know what? This will be in the extended. Thanks so much for watching. Follow the description box below. Bye.